Welcome back, almost 12:50 here in the Live Impact studio. And this is another big story that we are following today. Today marks 3 years since the disappearance of Madalina Cojocari, a Cornelius girl who was last seen 3 years ago leaving her school bus. That's the last known footage of her. And to this day, a lot of twists and turns in this case, but as of now, it still remains unsolved. So our Miles Harris is here marking this 3 years since. Miles, I know you got a chance to speak with police. What did they say today?
Yeah, I mean, this is still a case that's very heavy on their hearts, but also very top of mind for them as well, as they're trying to obviously get answers on where she may be in this case. And they're remaining optimistic that they can kind of find those clues, find those answers, relying on the community in doing so. But this is, like you mentioned, this is a very tough case because of some of the twists and turns. The biggest one, when I talked to CPD about this, that she went missing 3 years ago, or was last seen 3 years ago today, but was not reported missing until 3 weeks after the fact. So that's a really tough situation when you're trying to investigate a missing person case in this, because according to Cornelius PD. So that's a big element. And then the other element is finding the answers from the mom in this case as well. She's not even in North Carolina, really in the country at this point. She's in Moldova now. So they can't really get the answers on what they feel like she may know or may not know, and the whereabouts and the findings for that. And so those are two big hurdles that they're trying to really tackle in finding the answers to this case, but that's where they are with this right now.
And so no updates how long has it been since they got any sort of headway here in this case?
Yeah, so they didn't really give a whole lot of specifics on when they have last gotten a tip, but they are still taking tips, getting information from people in the community. I got a chance to talk to some of the Facebook, at least a Facebook group admin in regards to this case. And so just to give a little bit of context, they're not even in North Carolina. They don't live here. They don't live in the state. And so this is something that's kind of alarming to communities even outside of Cornelius. And so they've been trying to do as much as they can as far as doing their due diligence and finding any tips, clues, pieces of information that could really help solve this, the answers, I guess. But this is just this has been something that's been obviously on, like I said, the top of mind for investigators in this case. And so not a whole lot of developments in this case. I feel like they're leaning a whole lot on trying to get information or hoping to get information from the mom in this case, but that's just not really been something that's been helpful for them up recently. So.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest, if not the biggest, pieces of confusion in this case is why did it take so long to report your daughter missing? I know that there hasn't been a whole lot of headway made recently, and 3 years later, with the parents living overseas, it must be very hard to make that headway and get some more information. But you say they're still optimistic. How is the community feeling in terms of, this really sad milestone?
Yeah, it's just, again, it's the biggest thing is like there's so many questions with little answers, and it's not like investigators aren't trying to, and it's to get a concept of just how much this is still on their mind. When I went to go do the interview with Cornelius Police Department, they still have signs outside of their door and inside their door kind of alerting the community, hey, this is still a missing person. They're looking for information. So that's something that I think is very good to see when you're dealing with cases like this, especially as we're kind of going into now year 3 that we still don't have any answers for. And so to know that they're still looking for this case or still looking for this person and hoping to get these questions answered is something that I think the community is good to be aware of, but also obviously investigators knowing that they're still trying to put those pieces together too. So
yeah, lots still to be uncovered here. Anything else people need to know ahead of your story?
They're still taking any tips or clues. Anybody that has any information, please, they're not shy of trying to take any of that information and trying to learn more about this case, any answers that they can get with this one though too. But again, they're still kind of remaining optimistic that they can find this missing girl. All right,
Miles, thank you. We'll see you again at 4 and 5.
Thank you.
All right. Carlene, do we want to take another quick break, or do we want to go to something? Oh, that is a good point. We got a special tonight on this very story. I believe Vanessa was a big piece of breaking down this whole case of the 3 years since, those updates and lack of updates that Miles just walked us through, and how we got to this point. Of course, that last footage you've seen a couple times now of Madalina walking off her school bus. Everything that we've known since then, we have a teaser here.
A bright 11-year-old with an infectious smile who disappeared after getting off her school bus in Cornelius in 2022.
From November the 22nd to December the 15th, 23 days went by where he didn't know the location of Madalina Cojocari.
Conflicting stories from her mother and stepfather, a boarded-up bedroom, fires in the backyard of her home, secret recordings, and trips out of state.
Bottom line is she's a suspect in the disappearance of her own daughter.
Everyone's still asking, where is Madalina?
Our goal is to find Madalina, and we're not going to stop until we do.
The Search for Madalina, streaming on WCNC+. Download on your TV and watch for free.
And again, that will be at 9 p.m. tonight. Vanessa will be breaking down everything that we've known and that we've learned out, what we still have not answered, tonight at 9. We're going to take a quick break, but lots coming up, lots of stories we're following both here in Charlotte and nationally.